The Birds battle the Phillies in game 2, and they're basically leading the entire game, but they just couldn't hold on despite Ryan O'Hearn mashing a stinking solo shot to center. Let's have a mound visit and talk about it. Let's go O's! What's going on, Birdland? Baltimore Bobs here, and welcome to the Baltimore Bobs YouTube channel, where we discuss all things Baltimore Orioles. I'm your host, Bobs, and I will be your tour guide on this little adventure. So, in this episode, unfortunately, we're going to discuss the 4-3 loss to the Philadelphia Phillies that the Baltimore Orioles suffered. Yennier Cano ended up getting the L. He went 2/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and a K. That was not the best that we've seen of him. He was kind of leaving some pitches up, and kind of thought that he was going to get through, and they just ended up mashing him at the end of the game, unfortunately. But a little bit of the stats. Kyle Gibson, he goes 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned, pitched a great game. Had a real good quality start, 5 Ks, no walks. It was great to see Fuji come in a 2-2 game and pitch 2 innings, have 3 Ks, no walks, no hits. So, hey, that was great to see, man, because he struggled in his past 2 outings. Looked like he was not confident. He didn't look comfortable. He looked pretty comfortable tonight. And so hopefully that'll bode well for him in the future as he starts to get more and more opportunities on the mound for the Birds. And then obviously Yennier Cano comes in with the save opportunity. And it just didn't work out for him. I think he had 2 outs. Bryce Harper comes up to the plate, smokes one to stinking right, and from there, you know, it just kind of snowballed away from him. We'll actually go to that 9th inning. So Yennier Cano comes out in the 9th. He gets Turner to ground out to shortstop, and obviously it's always fun when the Philly fans, they got a big problem with Trey Turner right now for whatever reason. I guess it's that big contract he signed, and he's not playing very well. But then Harper, with 1 out, Harper ends up singling off of him, and you're like, okay, not too big of a deal. Harper got the single. It's better than him mashing another stinking home run like he did earlier in the game. But so he's on first. Castellano strikes out swinging. So Yennier's looking good, man. You're like, hey, we got 2 down. Harper's on first. But then Stott doubles to right, and Harper can still pick him up, and he can still put him down, and he motors all the way from first base and slides into stinking home after, I think it's Cowser corralled it in the right-hand corner. He throws a one-hopper to Frazier. Frazier can't handle it, and therefore there's no relay to the plate, which was really pretty stinking crappy because I think that they did have a shot possibly at throwing Bryce out for the 2nd game in a row. After that, Real Muto reaches on an infield single to short because my man Jorge, who has been real sketchy, they brought him in because Gunnar Henderson left the game with some lower back discomfort. So Jorge comes in, you got a 3-2 lead. You're thinking, hey, this is my defensive specialist. That's what he does. And just lately, Jorge has not been a sure thing. I don't know if it's because he's, not getting those everyday reps anymore. But he double clutched on an infield 2-hopper to him. And he ended up being late on a throw. So now you got runners on the corners with 2 out. And then Bomb singles to left, and Stott scores to win the game 4-3 for the Phillies. So, unfortunate L, man. Wasn't the best that we saw Yennier. Another bright spot that we did see is in the 7th, 2-2. Ryan O'Hearn, lefty-lefty matchup. He takes a stinking pitch out to right center. He is making it hard to stinking take him out of the lineup. The guy is just hitting so stinking well, and he barreled that thing up, man, and that was a big solo shot to give the Orioles the 3-2 lead. Fuji comes in, hangs tough, keeps them right there. When they get that 3-2 lead, he preserves it, and Yennier just wasn't able to stink and close it out because Felix was on the shelf for the night, getting that extra day of rest, which meant, unfortunately, an L in the loss column. So, Baltimore Orioles moved to 62-39. Unfortunately, the stinking Tampa Bay Rays won, so that means that the Birds are currently 1.5 games above the Rays for first place in the AL East. And tomorrow, you got a 6:05 first pitch. It's going to be Kyle Bradish and Ranger Suarez battling it out for that rubber match. If you haven't yet, you want to look at the matchup, just look at the little preview that I did. Make sure you go check that out. Kind of gives you a rundown of their statistics and what their matchups are like with the batters that they should be facing. Hopefully, Gunner's okay. But I think that just kind of don't be surprised if he misses tomorrow, just to give him tomorrow off with that extra day rest. I don't know how serious his discomfort or injury is, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Gunner out of the lineup tomorrow. But fortunately, Kyle Bradish is on the hill. He's been one of our more consistent pitchers for the year, and he'll try to get us that rubber match, and we'll see what they can do. Tough loss, man. Tough loss. Hey, I do want to give a shout-out real quick to everybody that hung out with me in the live chat. You know, some of you guys were there for stinking an hour and a half, 2 hours. Some came back in the ninth. Appreciate you, Chris. Good to see you again, brother. And we had 7 people in the ninth join the chat. So 7 people, man. Once again, super humbled that you guys would come hang out with me. We'll definitely do it again. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Unfortunately, it resulted in an L last night. First night was a W. Tonight was an L. Hopefully tomorrow, man, it'll be a W again. But, hey, no harm, no foul, bro. We've been super good. We've won 3 out of 4. We've won 6 out of 8. We're playing 750 baseball. You know, in the last 8 games, man, you can't win them all. And that's one you want to win, but you can't win them all. So, hey, sleep tight. We'll be all right, bro. We'll be all right. And we'll see what they can do tomorrow. We'll catch you on the next one, Birdland.